this and upload it to the portal. Mm. Hi. Hello, hello. Welcome, guys. Welcome to 31 Days to Magic. Yeah, Christine, you're totally fine if something pops up, you're good. So glad you guys are here. Sorry, I've been at a music festival and Lizzie's been traveling, so we're both like and we're both here just like sipping lots of water. So please bear with us.
Lucky.
Mm.
Living our lives.
Living our best lives.
Always.
So this is our 31 day container. And we have a nice small intimate group. So I'm really, really excited to have this smaller space so we can all really get to know each other and our energy as we start to dive deep together over these next 31 days. So let me just take this as an opportunity to introduce myself to anybody from Lizzie's world who hasn't met me yet and hasn't got to know me. My name is Ashley. I am a ERYT 200. That just basically means I'm a advanced yoga teacher. I've been practicing for 7, teaching for 3. My style is power vinyasa yoga, but I do teach a little bit of everything. So when you find some yoga in the portal or you join me live, you can expect to feel very strong and empowered and tapped into yourself. I always like to think of it on like a new next level because that's kind of the energy that I like to play in. And then I'm also a breath and meditation leader as well. And so that's me. You can find me on Instagram as well. It's just my name if you want to follow me there and you haven't yet. And then Lizzie, if you want to take a moment to just say hi and introduce.
Hello. I'm Lizzie Siegel, and it's such a pleasure to be here with you. I met you, Christine, before, so it's beautiful to see your face once more. And Chris, hey. This is my BFF-any. She is my best friend forever and ever from high school. So it's really wonderful to have you in this space. And I'm so excited for the others who will join. But being here, I just want to say I was having a moment watching Ashley talk, and I'm like, it's happening. It's right now. Here it is. And I love these moments because they happen all the time, number one. But number two, it's just like when we're so present, when we get to be here and experience this, it's so wonderful. So thank you for being a part of this. I am from Canada originally. I live in Kuwait right now, so my time zone is very different than all of yours. And I will be with you throughout this. So if you can't make it live, that's always okay. The recordings are here for you. I am a yoga teacher, a Reiki master and teacher. I am a singing sound bowl therapy healer, and I do all sorts of mystical things in the healing realm. And I really love to work with energy and spiritual guidance. So that's kind of my vibe. I do like life coaching, as we call it, because in Kuwait it's a little bit less mystical sounding, and so that's really beautiful to get to work with people on all levels. In our container here, you're going to get to experience so many different types of yoga because I specialize in like the ones that are very relaxing and restorative. So Ashley and I have this beautiful balance where she's going to bring you through the power, activate your strength, and like really help you be in your body. And I'm going to help you float a little bit more into your meditative mind space and also be with the uncomfortableness of things like yin yoga, where we really get into the deep tissues and the fascia and the bones and all these ligamenty parts that really need that extra tender care, but it's slow and it's concentrative. So it's a really beautiful balance, I think.
It is a good balance. I feel that about our friendship. It's like we're this really beautiful like yin and yang. So Lizzie and I are both so first honored that you're here and really excited to dive in to these next 31 days together. And so this first call is really just kind of meant to be kind of like an anchor point to kickstart your next 31 days. Lizzie's going to activate us with some Reiki. And then we're going to do a little bit of intention setting. And then we're going to start to just kind of go into logistics of everything, make sure that you have everything that you need to be set up for success over these next 31 days together, with some, just some expectations, things that we ask of you, how to use the space properly so that way you can get the most out of your time while we're together over this next month. And then at the end, I'm going to lead you through just a little somatic check-in. We're going to do this 3 times together. We'll do it now, we'll do it at the midpoint, and then we're going to do it at the end. That way you have all these little anchors to kind of see your journey and how you're moving through the experience. And so I'll guide you through that a little bit more towards the end. But let's get some activation going, Lizzie. Yeah?
Absolutely. Thank you. So just a little reminder, refresher of what Reiki is and all that you need to do in order to be part of the Reiki energy. Reiki means divine universal energy, and it is our connection to source or the universe or God, whatever you want to call it, your higher self. And when we tap into this energy, it's like we're just allowing and being able and open to receive the beautiful gifts of abundance that the universe has for us. And this doesn't have to come with super religious connotations at all. It's more just that, like, knowing that there is a divine consciousness, there is something higher than us, and we are connected, and we are all connected, and we are all one. So when we tap into this oneness that we all are, it allows us to be with and move with the different energies that are in the universe, and then start to manipulate it, but in a good way, so that it can serve us for our highest good and the greatest good of all beings. So I'm going to focus today on a Reiki activation that is for grace, because we're going to be offering ourselves so much grace during this process. And it's that kind of grace that we have when we're under pressure. And diamonds are formed this way. So I just want you to think about yourself a little bit like that shining diamond, and know that you are going to unearth this glorious diamond and be shining that brightly. So if you want to imagine like a glowing bright white light today while I'm talking, that's a really lovely thing to imagine. The other thing I wanted to remind you of is that with Reiki, all you have to do is be open to receive. So I will channel this energy for us, because I am a channel for that. And all you have to do is set the intention in your heart or in your head or in your mind, however you want to say it, that I am open to receive. And then it will be. So you're welcome always to have your eyes opened or closed. You could be lying down or sitting up, finding whatever comfortable position is for you. And we'll begin by just taking in a really big, beautiful breath through our nose. Opening the mouth and sighing it out. Two more of those. Inhale deeply through the nose. Open up and let something go. And inhale with intent to receive. And let any hindrances go with your exhale. Allowing your breathing to return to its natural rhythm. Allowing my words to resonate as they need for you today, taking what serves you and leaving the rest behind. Divine universal energy, I call upon your light and love. Allow us to raise into the vibration that is for the highest benefit of ourselves and all others. throughout this journey, activating, allowing us to illuminate any shadows, to have the courage to go into the shadows, to shine the light into the darkest crevices and places, and to reunite with our whole true and divine self, having the compassion, having the grace for the self, and having the patience to go through this beautiful journey, knowing that everything that is meant to be and to come will do so in this divine timing. Allowing ourselves to receive the beautiful light energy that is available to us at all times, protecting us from any lower vibrations that do not serve us, and allowing us to be our most present and authentic selves in this process. These beautiful energies that come together, also saving and sharing space to be compassionate and graceful with each other and everyone else that we interact with, as we go from this place out into the world to shine that love and light. Taking in a deep, beautiful inhalation, allowing all the love to come in, knowing that there's an abundance of love. And as you exhale, let that light and love shine back out into the universe. From your heart center, imagine that glowing bright white light, or any color that you choose. Imagine in your heart this light flickering like a little shiny diamond, glowing, spreading its light further and further, attracting all the beauty in the world towards you. Knowing that it is your right to be able to connect with your true divine essence. It is your purpose to be reconnected to your soul, to your highest self. And the universe is here to support us along the way. Take in a deep breath, inviting in the love and the light. Allow it to radiate through your limbs, all the way down to your toes, out to your fingers, to the crown of your head. And then extending beyond, shining out into the world around you. Let this love and the light that is Reiki to be holding you, supporting you, and guiding you. Knowing that it is there at any time, and you can simply tap into this energy with the intention to be open to receive. Take a few moments now, breathing, enjoying this radiating warmth and light. And allow yourself to explore anything else that the mind wants to explore, following your thoughts, just like a cloud in the sky, not clinging to it too tightly, just letting it come and go. Be here and be present. noticing how the grace and love fill up this space, I invite you to, almost as if you're like bringing it all into your heart, gather this energy around you, bring it into your heart space, and place your hands on top of your heart, however feels right to you. Take one more deep inhale and hold it when you get to the top of your breath. Allow this feeling of grace to anchor into your body. Accepting yourself where you're at today. And knowing, in full knowing, that everything is always working out in your favor. Release your breath. Before looking down at the screen, I invite you to rub your palms together, generate some heat, and then bring them on top of your eyes to experience that warmth there. Playing peekaboo through your fingers as you bring the light back in. And smile real big because life's so good. Before coming back to the screen.
With all of that good energy, if you have a journal or anything next to you, or you can even just let this sit in your mind, you can feel free to write anything down or just let yourself sort of anchor into that sensation. But with all of this grace, all of this activation, I would love for you to just set a personal intention for these next 31 days. Either being, what would it look like for you at the end of 30 days? What is that version of you? How can you envision her? What would it look like for you to trust yourself enough to go there, to feel safe to go there, to go all in on you? What would that look like? How would that feel? To give yourself the grace and the compassion, the love, the safety, and the trust to get to really know yourself in this intimate, new, sometimes scary sort of way. And what do you want to feel? Who do you want to be on October 31st, 2023? And if there's anything that you're thinking of in this moment, you are more than welcome to share, or you can just hold it really close to your heart, whatever feels right for you. But I want to give you a little bit of space to just sit with some of that in some silence and just continue to soak up this beautiful energy that Lizzie activated for each and every single one. Hmm. And feel free, if you are watching this replay and you want to take some additional time, that you're more than welcome to hit the pause button, hit the pause and hit play when you are ready to come back. That's the beautiful thing about recordings, is you can hit pause and play whenever you are ready to welcome us back in. Lizzie, thank you for that, by the way. That was so beautiful. So lovely. Not like I was at all shocked or amazed, but I loved it. Well, now that we are anchored, we do just want to set some expectations. And we only want to set these as sort of a means for you to get the most out of this experience. But before we do that, Chris, since you're the only one here, I do just want to make sure that you've got access to the portal. You've been into the portal. You've seen everything, that everything's come up. And if you're watching this replay and you don't know how to get access to the portal, please just email me, hello@ashleyallardyoga.com. That way I can make sure that you got set up. But as soon as you signed up for this container, you should have gotten an email and that would have given you access to your portal. In there, you got direct access to sort of like our welcome, which had your ebook, which dives very deep into a lot of the things that we were going to be touching on over these next 31 days together. That saved us space from having to do a lot of the talking on those points. We will obviously touch on it all, but that was sort of more of just like a let's do a deep dive before we get into these 31 days together. You should have gotten your journal prompts there as well. Our weekly calendars are already there. So you'll see them at a glance, all of the dates that we have currently and tentatively scheduled live. So please know that like life happens and Lizzie and I may need to change any of those dates and times, but we will be incredibly communicative on those. So like as soon as we know that something needs to change, we will reach out and let you know when that's changed. Any of our live calls, you will be receiving an email like you did this morning, the hour before. And for the first 2 weeks, you'll also get an email reminder the day before. And then from there, we're kind of going to leave you on your own and hope that you are seeing the schedule and you're kind of used to our schedule because we have sort of followed like a similar pattern throughout the next 4 weeks together, that you will get yourselves into the spaces as needed. But yeah, any questions on any of portal access, any sort of that admin stuff? Cool. Awesome. Good. And again, replay people, if you're watching later, if you do have any questions, please just email me again at hello@ashleyallardyoga.com. With that being said, every time you show up to a live with us, we please ask that you come on camera. We'll have you muted, but know that you can always come off mute if you do have any questions, or you can always drop things in the chat. But Lizzie and I operate very well from like a co-creative standpoint, and being able to see your face helps us feel your energy even more. And so we just simply ask that you stay on camera. That way we can be in the essence of co-creation together. We also just ask that you keep up as best as you can with these next 31 days together. There's a mix of live calls, pre-recorded calls, and you have integration days where you're left to explore everything that we have been teaching you on your own to help you really anchor into that experience on your own. But in the off chance that, you know, things, life overwhelm, you feel like you're falling behind, quote unquote, we just simply ask that you be just as communicative with us that we're going to be with you. And please, 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 please reach out for support. Lizzie and I really want to make sure that you get the most out of these 31 days and you're getting everything that you want out of it. And we can only guide you as much as you're willing to allow us to. And so please reach out for support if you feel like you're falling behind. Yeah, Lizzie, do you have anything on that you want to share? Because I see you like,
I do. So this part's super dear to me because I'm one of those people who, when I need support, I run away. And so I really want this space to be one of those places that you really can feel we're here to hold you, and there's no need to run away from that. And of course, people will be people and you'll do your thing, but please know that this is actually designed exactly for the kind of person that you are. You wouldn't be here if this container wasn't for you. And so we really are here to hold you and support you the best way that we possibly can. And there's two of us to do that. And so sometimes something will resonate one way, or it will resonate another way for the person in that particular moment. And know that this is a community that we're building. This has so much purpose behind it. And so we want you to feel so safe in this space to be able to talk as a group or talk individually, and know that there is no shame, no blame, no judgment, no guilt, none of that. because we're actually on purpose diving into all of that stuff so that we can bring it to the light. And then when we bring things out into the light, that's when we can really integrate them. And so that's the whole purpose of this. So we really want you to be able to feel safe in here.
Yeah. And with that being said, like, we don't want you to put us on some sort of a pedestal simply because we're your coaches and your guides over these next 31 days. We truly, both of us are on this journey with you. Like, there are definitely some things that Lizzie is a master of and that I'm so grateful for, because there are things that I can't wait to pull from her. And I know she probably feels the same way about me. And so we're on this journey with you. So yes, we've already been doing a lot of this stuff, but that doesn't mean that there aren't things that we're still learning about ourselves along the way. And so we're in it with you. We're here to hold you and support you, but we're also journeying with you. So there is no question too silly. There is no conversation not worth the importance of having. And that's what the Voxer space really is for. I'm going to be sending you all an email, I would say today, but I can guarantee you that's probably not going to happen, just because I'm at this, literally leaving from this to go and listen to more music today. So I'm going to be realistic and say probably tomorrow. Send you all a very quick email from myself personally, to get you into the Voxer space. That way we can get that set up and going right away. But that's really just meant to be the community building aspect, where you can share anything that's coming up for you, ask any question, get one another, get to know me and Lizzie on a deeper level. Now, with that being said, for me, when I'm holding a Voxer space, I do like to set some boundaries. And so I will only be in the Voxer space on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So if you have anything specific for me that comes up, just know that I will only be there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, just because those are the days that I have more time. My other days I'm, teaching yoga and doing other things as well. I don't know what Lizzie has for her boundaries. If you want to share, if you have anything sort of like that, you can. Otherwise, you can leave it free.
Yeah, I because I teach during the day in my time zone, I won't really be in there much during my daytime. So it'll be like, I feel like it's while you're sleeping time. So it's actually kind of perfect.
Yeah.
You can leave a message and then I'll get back to you. So it shouldn't affect you that differently, but like in my waking hours from like 7 a.m. till 3:30 p.m. I will not be in there, but in the evenings I will attend to it during my Sundays. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, I'll try to be incredibly communicative. If I feel the need to pop in for something, or if I have the time and something pops up, I will absolutely chime in. I will absolutely get in there. And if there's like, a real thing, let us know some other way too. You have an availability to reach us if you really need support and we're not available.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to counter that as well. Like, if I feel called to be in there, I will absolutely just be in there. But yeah, I typically will be in there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'm on the East Coast, for anybody watching this. So I am located in Massachusetts. I'm currently in Maryland at the moment. So my time zone is Eastern Standard Time. So I will be in there like typically quote unquote normal business hours, around like from like 9 to 5-ish on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you're unfamiliar with Voxer, I'll just give a quick little like run around of what Voxer is. Voxer is basically like a walkie-talkie app. So you like press and hold, and you can just speak into the space. You can also use it as just like a text chain chat as well. And anytime you have a question specifically for one of us, you can just do like an at Ashley, an at Lizzie. That way it'll tag us. That way we know to go back and listen to it. Otherwise, if it's just a question, you can just come in as you are. Am I missing anything about Voxer? Does that feel complete?
I just want to add one more thing. It's also, if you have any celebrations, if you have any wins, if you have anything that you want to share, if you have a story, if you have a synchronicity, if you have like a real life example of seeing the shadow uncovered, or noticing the mirror or the trigger or the any of that stuff that we're going to learn and talk about, that the spaces for that too. Like, yes, questions are important. And it's so important to be like so celebratory of this work that we're doing, because it's hard stuff sometimes. So let's find the joy and the lightness in it too, and make sure we know that this space is for really everything, the both ends and in between.
Yeah, it's for all of the things. It's for if you're feeling some type of way and you just need to let it go. Like I love using that. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just need to verbally say something out loud and let it out of your body. And if you're feeling that way and you feel, and we want you to feel safe enough to do that, please, word vomit is welcome. I do it all the time. I know Lizzie and I are good for just a good unleashing. And so like if you're feeling like you need to unleash something for anything at all the merrier. Which is actually a really great segue. And we just want you to also be prepared, and we want you to have the expectation that over these next 31 days, there's going to be a dichotomy of your energy. So we want you to know that this journey is meant to make you feel incredibly connected and whole in yourself. But in that journey, there are going to be moments that feel not so good. And there are going to be moments that feel like a high. And it's just like life, riding that wave and giving yourself the space to ride that wave. With that being said, Lizzie and I are here to hold you in that experience, whatever that experience looks and feels like for you. But we didn't want you to walk in with this preconceived notion that like it's going to be so magical, because it is going to be magical. But in that magic, there's like the shadows it gets murky and it's sticky and it's stuck and it sometimes just doesn't feel good at all. But as Lizzie likes to say, that's the hard work. That's the hard work.
I love to say it like that. Thank you for saying it like that too. That I was writing a journal entry. I don't remember when, to be honest, but I read it today. And I read it actually just maybe a couple hours before this, because my self guided me to it. And so I wanted to just share a little question with you that I wrote down. Can you love yourself even when it gets hard? Can you hold yourself even then? It's appreciating the passion. We are purifying and alchemizing the shadow. And this we do through our patient presence. We need to be present to experience it, and we need to be patient while we experience it. That stillness is beauty. And it can be uncomfortable all at the same time. So can we notice that stressful desire is not where we want to be, most likely, but we will experience it? Can we find the graciousness of restrained lightness? And then noticing the stillness in rapture and finding our grace there. It was that grace under pressure bit. Yeah.
Talk about a synchronicity.
Right? Love it. Clearly, I like to go into this stuff.
Yeah. How long ago was that entry from?
Let me see if I can find a date on it, because it's in I keep this notebook of stuff and it's all digital. So I think honestly, I'm remembering that this was from the summer, like maybe in July, the end of July-ish.
So that's so funny, because I'm like, we didn't really start talking about this till what, August, you and I feel like, was it like the end of August? We started, yeah.
my higher self knew where to go. She was already on her
Clearly.
way.
Clearly. Well, since you were just talking about your own personal journal entry, why don't we just segue that into the whole journaling aspect? And I'm going to just leave that all to you because that is your cup of tea.
Thank you. Thank you also for letting me be random at times, because I just felt called to share that with you.
No, so perfect.
Thank you, universe. More, please. So whenever I have these little synchronistic moments, or I'm really grateful for anything, I really love to verbalize out loud to the universe and say thank you and invite in more, because the universe hears us. It's always listening. This collective consciousness, this energy, it's a real thing. So I don't miss an opportunity to make sure that I'm sharing that joy and abundance out into the world, because I know it comes back to me. So you could incorporate that. And another thing I like to use is "in all loving ways" at the end of sentences that it's fitting for, to be fair. So when we're journaling, this process is going to be perhaps a very smooth and easy transition for you. It could also perhaps be a little bit of a resistant thing at first, and it could change day to day. Allow whatever comes up for you to come up for you in your journaling, because that's the whole purpose of this. We are going to take our time to actually write down our thoughts, to write down our feelings, to write down maybe even our dreams, to be honest. What happens when we are journaling is that the brain makes connections through the actual physical writing process. There's a lot of science behind this, that we're using brain and body connection, and how our logical mind and our creative mind facilitate this beautiful amalgamation of information as it flows from our fingertips. Now, I would encourage you during this process, if you can, to use an actual writing utensil and thing to write on. I personally have both an iPad, like a digital journal, and I have a paper and pen journal. I know some people prefer to journal by like typing, and that's okay if that's really working for you, especially if there's like some learning thing that really helps you anchor into with your computer. However, if it's just that that's something you're used to and you're ready and willing to take another step in this process, I would encourage you and challenge you to use a journal that you actually physically write in, because there's a different thing that happens from the typing and the logical mind using the keyboard versus the writing and the flow of energy that comes out. So if you can, if it's available to you, and if you'd like to try, you don't have to do it all the time, paper and pen, or something at least that you're writing on. And the really cool thing about iPads, I don't have one of this thing, but I've heard about it and I'm going to look into getting it, is there's this layer that you can put on top called Paperwhite. And it's like a screen protector, but then it really feels like you're writing on paper. And so I recently learned about that, and I'm going to go find out about it, because that's cool. And then it gives you more of that connection. So neat things that I learn about. When we journal, I'm going to teach you my hypnotic journaling process, and I am claiming it as mine because I really have looked on the internet. People aren't doing what I'm doing. So if somebody else somewhere is doing it, please bring that to my attention so I can learn more as well. I'm always excited to see where people go with this kind of information. Pardon me. Excuse me. When we journal, I'm going to encourage you to listen to binaural beats. And what happens here is we have two different tones or frequencies that go into our ears, and it's recommended, it's encouraged to use earphones of any kind, but ones that have different left and right, because one frequency goes into one ear, another frequency goes into the other ear. They're slightly different. And then what happens in the brain is it actually creates a third frequency, and it integrates all this knowledge, this information, this creativity, this flow, everything that your brain is doing, the rewiring of circuits becomes even more powerful. It becomes even more accelerated, if you will. And your brain then allows your subconscious mind to really come forth. And so when we get into brain waves, and I'm going to talk just a little bit about brain waves today, and then I'll talk more about it through the program. We have different brain waves that we're in, depending on our age, as well as depending on our level of awakeness, especially as adults. So we start with our, we don't start, but let's start with the beta brain waves. And these brain waves are like when we are alert. We're active, we're paying attention, we're aware of the world around us. These are the brain waves that we spend a lot of our waking hours in, to be honest, because we have to be kind of on alert. We have to be very aware of our surroundings. We have to be conscious doing the tasks and focusing that we're doing during the day. When we start to relax a little bit, we come into the alpha brain waves. And these brain waves are a little bit slower, they're calmer. They allow us to get into not a super deep meditative state, but like a semi-meditative state where we can turn off some of the hyper alert, hyper aware processes and actually just settle in. And we're not actively processing information here. Then there are the theta brainwaves. And the really awesome thing about the theta brainwaves that I'm just going to tie in with the Reiki is the Reiki that I learned is a theta, it operates with the theta brainwaves. So I'm bringing in the Reiki that I've learned as well as this journaling process to help you dive deeper into your theta brainwaves. And here, these are the deep relaxation, the deep meditative brainwaves. They're slower, they're allowing you to really sink in and explore the subconscious mind. And so here is where we're going to get some insights and start to process what's going on in the subconscious mind. And we're going to do this while we're listening to these binaural beats and journaling at the same time. So we'll move from our beta brainwaves, from whatever hyper-aware state you're in, to your alpha brainwaves, then to your theta brainwaves. And when we're sleeping, often, and if you are meditating and you're in a super meditative state, you get into what are called delta brainwaves. And so this is like the dreamless sleep. And then we even have another kind of brainwave, which is called a gamma brainwaves. And they are like actually super fast brainwaves. And they process information and they go into dream states and they help us meditate and relax in a way that's like no other brainwave. And we'll talk about those more as we get into the program. But for now, it's just really important to know that we're going to spend a lot of time getting into these theta brainwave and getting into the groove of allowing our subconscious to come to the forefront so that it can show us all this stuff that we have put into the shadows. And this is a beautiful process, and it can also be a really like emotional process. It could also be a really cathartic process. But these bits all together, along with all the work that we're doing through our somatics, through our body, through the yoga, the Reiki, and the breath work, this is that gorgeousness that is going to help you reach your next level self. Find that person inside that you know has always been there. You just maybe forgot a little.
Well, with that being said, why don't we drop into some of that now? Does that feel good? Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to lead you through it's about a 15-minute total breath and somatic, just to check in process. And today we're just doing a very simple and gentle breath of equal ratio or Samavriti Pranayama. And so if you have never experienced breath work before, this is something new for you. Please know that I will be guiding you through the entire time today, and I'll be holding you through the experience. But equal ratio is also called box breathing, and it's very simple. You'll just inhale through the nose for 4. You're holding your breath at the top for a count of 4, exhaling through the nose for a count of 4, holding your breath at the bottom for a count of 4. So it's literally like your breath is drawing a box the entire time. And I'll take you through a couple of variations of that and give you space in between to feel into your body. I am going to share my audio with you because I do have some music to go along. And then also, I have been toying with this idea, and so I'll just ask maybe Chris, since you're here with us live. I sometimes like to share the playlists that I create for everything. So if you are someone that loves music, because I love music, want me to every time we do any sort of music, I can start to create a long standing playlist for you to come back to if that's something that you want. You can just give me a thumb. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. I was like, yeah, I had a feeling. So, but I wanted to ask first because some people can feel overwhelmed by something but like that. But I love music. So I will create that playlist and I will share it in the portal. It will be underneath the welcome section, so you can have access to that always and forever. Did I share it? I did. I was like, did I hit share? I did hit share. Perfect. So now that you are comfy, or if you aren't already comfy, I invite you to just get yourself in a space where you can either sit with the shoulders stacked over your hips, whether that's on a couch with the feet planted to the floor. Maybe you want to sit crisscross applesauce. Does not matter to me. You can even lie down since it is equal ratio today. And it is a more gentle breath. And let me actually put the right song. And then if it feels right for you today, close the eyes down. Otherwise, maybe just finding a soft, gentle gaze. Good. Just allowing yourself in this moment to fully arrive. And we'll just do a quick check in with the senses. And so as you begin to deepen your breath, coming in and out of the nose, slow and controlled. What are you smelling in the area that you've landed in? Tapping into feeling the physical touch, maybe noticing the way the clothes feel against your skin or the way your body feels against the surface it's landed in. Connecting to sound, what are you hearing, whether it's just the music, if you have headphones in, or some other noises in your room, noises from outside. Connecting with the sensation of taste, the texture in your mouth, your tongue. And then even with the eyes closed, what are you maybe seeing in the third eye or just under the eyelids? Light, brightness, color. And then as you take a deep breath in, I want you to collect all 5 of your senses at once: sound, seeing, taste, smell, feeling. Good, and take a deep breath out. Taking 2 more big inhales and exhales like that, collectively bringing in all 5 of your senses on the inhale. And a slow exhale through the nose. 1 more big full breath in. Good, and a slow exhale out. And we'll be transitioning in a few moments to Samavriti Pranayama, equal ratio breath. Again, as a reminder, the breath is in and out of the nose. You'll inhale for 4. Hold at the top for a count of 4. Exhale to the bottom for 4. And hold there for 4. Just allowing yourself another moment or two to simply exist in this moment as you are in your body without attachment, with grace, compassion, and love. Just simply be here in experience of yourself through your inhales and your exhales. Take one more deep breath in. And a slow breath out. At the bottom of that exhale, begin. Inhale for 4, 3, 2. Good. Hold at the top for 4, 3, 2. Exhaling for 4. Breath is out of the nose. The lips are sealed. Holding at the bottom for 4. Again, inhale for 4, 3, 2. Hold for 4. Exhaling for 4. Hold at the bottom for 4. Inhale for 4. Hold at the top. Exhale for 4. Hold at the bottom. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. One more inhale. Hold. Exhale. And hold. Take a deep breath in through the nose, fill up completely, breath pulling from the base of the spine all the way up to the base of the throat. And an open mouth sigh to let anything go in this moment. Allowing your breath to just come to its natural rhythm, the inhale and exhale, however it's present and alive for you here. Drawing your awareness into the physical body. Awareness into the physical body. Notice anything alive and present, any sensation, any feeling of the physical form. Maybe even simply saying to yourself, in my body, I feel. I feel open, I feel free, I feel tightness, soreness, constriction, heavy, airy, easy. There is no right or wrong. It's an awareness of the self. In my body, I feel. Getting curious with what comes up to maybe not take the first answer, but to explore deeper. Where is the sensation landing? The shoulders, the heart, the hips, the throat, the belly button. And as you tap into that area sensationally, wherever it's landed, energetically, how does it feel? On an emotional level, is there a feeling tied to this sensation? Sadness, fear, doubt, excitement, joy, curiosity even. What's alive in this moment for you? Good. Take a deep breath in, full, complete inhale. Another open mouth sigh. Let that go. Nice, Chris. Nice, Lizzie. Feel the lips. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And a slow breath out of the nose. Taking 3 more inhales and exhales out of the nose, full and complete, coming back out of the body. Maybe a little more up into the cognitive mind. One more inhale. And exhale. We'll go right into that next round of equal ratio. So at the bottom of that exhale, begin. Inhale for 4. Hold at the top for 4. Exhale for 4. Hold at the bottom for 4. I invite you to take this breath, Samavriti Pranayama, on your own here. The inhale is for 4. Holding at the top for 4. Exhaling for 4 and holding at the bottom. Letting this be an opportunity for you to explore your own breath, your inhale, your exhale, to be present. Experiencing yourself, getting to know yourself, and I will let you know in about a minute when it's time for you to come out. Good work, everyone. Finishing up whatever round you are on. That being your final round, making it all the way to that bottom exhale, retention hold. And then taking a deep inhale, filling up from the belly all the way up through the bottom of the throat, full, complete, and slow, and an open mouth sigh to let that breath completely go. Letting the energy settle back into the body. Drawing your awareness back into sensation. In my body, I am feeling. In my body, I am feeling. Is it the same? Is it different? Has that sensation moved? Where is the sensation landing? With that sensation, is there an energetic state of being and emotion tied to that sensation? Again, is it the same? Has it shifted? Has it moved? Is there anything at all? And no attachment, it's about an awareness. In my body, I feel. the emotion that I feel is. Take another deep breath in. Let it be the biggest breath you have taken all day today. This time on the exhale, it's through the mouth, but maybe there is something audible that needs to come out to be released. Let it be loud. Let it go. And then just slowing down the breath back in and out of the nose as you take space to come back into the room. So maybe scanning from the bottom up, feeling the way your feet are planted, if they are planted, or what they're connected to. Feeling that energy pulling up from the feet over the ankles, the shins, the calves, the knees. Coming back into the body over the thighs, the hips, the pelvis, the low belly, mid belly, the back, the chest, the shoulders, upper and lower arms and fingers. Once you find the fingers, clench a fist and then spread the fingers wide. As the energy comes up over the face, keep the eyes closed. Just peek over to the right, maybe moving the head towards the right shoulder. Look over to the left. Maybe look up, look down. Taking your time to come into your own space, your room, before meeting us back on this screen. So taking as many little blinks as you need to let light between the lids, come back to your room. Take as much time here as you truly need. If you have your journal handy, if there's anything that you feel called to write down, you can write anything down. If there's anything that you desire to be held and supported in this moment, you can come off mute, you can share it in the chat. And even if you don't have your journal handy now, I do want to invite you to write down what you felt. That way you can come back to it in about 2 weeks and we do this little exercise again. Mm.
I would love to share something.
Yeah.
Sorry, so much coughing. Allergies in Kuwait are real. The dust is heavy today. My body felt this electric buzzing energy of waves, and it was really very palpable. Like I could feel my energetic body, but it's just me being the being inside of this suit, my light being. And it was really like you could just feel super connected to that. And it was a really cool experience because it was like we know through science, if we've read anything or been aware of the news about quantum physics, how everything's just vibrating, buzzing energy. But I was literally being that. I was experiencing that, and so it was really fun to feel. And my left shoulder has a bit of an injury, and it full on, like, I don't know if you saw it, but if you watch the replay, you'll probably see it, like, actually jerked. And I felt something click a little bit, and it's still definitely sore, but it doesn't feel as stuck as it was before. So that's really, really cool.
It's like that energetic chiropractic alignment I was talking about a week ago, except your body also just
Yes,
decided to align itself.
yes. Uh, so thank you for that. I'm very grateful.
Mm, love. Chris, I'm not like, I don't want you to feel like you have to share anything, but if there's anything that you feel like you want to be supported or helped, then you're more than welcome to share anything that you want.
I'm feeling a lot of, I think, confusion and shame
Mm.
and judgment, and I'm not really sure where it's coming from.
And the crazy thing about breath work is sometimes it's just an energy that maybe needs to be held and released. And that's like the really, really beautiful thing about the awareness, right? Is like no attachment to it. Maybe you just needed to let go of something today. This, making space and room for this incredible journey that we're about to embark in. But what you're feeling is not, I'm trying to think of the word. Lizzie, maybe you can help me here. Because I feel like you probably know what I'm trying to say, but I'm just, yeah, it's not coming to me at the moment.
It's not unusual. It is not.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is not quote unquote abnormal. It is something we have been conditioned to experience in how I can speak to our life and our culture, because we all come from similar cultural and background type things. And this is not something to then add more shame onto or to try to stuff back into there. Like, allow it to come up, allow it to be fully expressed, because that's beautiful and that's what you are here for. So notice it without judgment more and without the attachment, because you will learn where it's coming from. Sometimes it's yours, sometimes it's not yours, and they're all okay. And you will learn more and more how to distinguish what is yours and what isn't actually yours, and what's just kind of picked up or drawn in from other people and the way it's been put on you, and what really comes truly from you that you need to then alchemize for yourself.
I did also feel the buzzing in like this area, and a lot of tightness in my lungs.
Is your first time with like breath work, Chris? Are you newer
No,
to breath work?
no, I've
Oh,
taken
okay.
one of Lizzie's breathwork courses before, and I do often end up crying.
Crying
Whether
is
it's
such a
like,
beautiful cathartic release.
oh, for sure. Like often there's no emotion really attached to it. Like I was trying to identify the emotion, and that's why I landed on I think um I think it was judgment. Maybe it was guilt, but usually it's just emotions. It's not really any specific one.
I would just like to remind you, Chris, and then anybody who's watching this and wants to connect with me further about this, please do so. Remember, and I'll also share from my experience, remember when I'm talking about human design, and human design is a system that also helps us to understand ourselves better. And each person has their own unique human design. And Chris and we did a reading this summer, and you are a sacral response kind of person, and you do not have an emotional wave yourself. So to remember that probably and often a lot of the emotions you're feeling really actually aren't yours. And that's why knowing your type of energy and knowing how you process emotions can be so beneficial to this process as well, because then it allows you to go have that permission slip to say, oh yeah, these actually really aren't my emotions. They're in me and I'm feeling the collective, but they're not mine. Then I can process it differently. Whereas if you are an emotional responder, and there are people that are, and again, we could dive into that and find that out for you, you will have your own emotional waves that you go through. And there's even different types of waves that you go through. And being aware of those, again, gives you that permission slip and just helps you incorporate this stuff in a little bit more into your practice, so that you can feel more confident and more you, because you really are unique. You have an authenticity to you that is just yours. And so knowing that can help.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I would also just like to invite you to, throughout the day, just noticing, like doing little check-ins with yourself to see if anything shifted throughout your day, if this gave you something else that you needed. Because the awareness piece is going to be the magic of it all, is now you're getting to just kind of know yourself on a different level, and you can start to experience that, okay, well, was this me, or was this something else, and how am I feeling now that I've maybe let something go. Are you feeling good, whole, complete? Anything else that you want to share? Or are you good? You can always just give us a thumbs up. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think that's it for now.
Good. Good. So good. Lizzie, anything else you can think of that we need to share, or are we feeling good?
I just want to say thank you. That was such a beautiful and so powerful, so short and so powerful. And I love that. I love letting people know that we can do this in such a quick amount of time. It doesn't have to be an hour-long thing every day. So thank you.
Yeah. And please know that, like, some of our sessions, they're not going to be long, because one, we're mindful of time, right? We all have lives, and we want you to know that these are practices that can be incorporated into your day-to-day in a short amount of time, that you do not need to do these hour-long sessions of everything for you to get what you need out of your life. Now, with that being said, I will just forewarn you that, especially if you're taking a yoga class with me, I'm that person that's like, oh yeah, it's going to be 30 minutes. And it ends up being like 45, 50, because I also am like really bad with time when it comes to yoga. But I'm trying to get better at that. So if I'm promising you about 35 minutes, I'll try to stay in that realm. With that being said, you have a pre-recorded yoga with me tomorrow. So if you want to do that early, you're more than welcome to do it early. It's about a 45-minute practice to get you into your body. It is a quote unquote vinyasa style, but we are moving at a very slow pace with the intention of you really feeling into your body and what it feels like to hold something a little while longer, and noticing the connections you have with your body as you're breathing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to you experiencing that. Since I'll be traveling, I pre-recorded it and then I put it up in the portal. So it's already there for you. And your week one should have already dripped out today. So if you can't see it, again, please just email me at hello@ashleyellar.com. That way I can make sure that it gets out to you. But if you go in there, you'll see today, which then I will eventually, hopefully tomorrow morning, upload this into that portal. But you'll kind of just see each day what's on the schedule, what to expect. And then as we record the classes, they'll start getting added in. But you'll see this week, and then on Sunday or on Saturday, you'll see next week come drip out to you as well. Yeah. Anything else, Lizzie? We good?
Come with your journals on Tuesday, please. And earphones.
Awesome.
One for each ear.
Awesome. Well, if you don't have any questions, Chris, if you feel good, then we will leave here. If anyone's watching the replay, anything comes up for you, again, email hello@ashleyellar.com, or or just find us on the DMs for now until we get that Voxer space opened up. But I'll be shooting out that email tomorrow. That way I can get that situated. We can get that rolling. Otherwise, we will see you for the next 30 days together. So excited.
Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste. We'll see you. I'll see you tomorrow. You guys will have me in class, and otherwise we'll be in touch soon. Bye.
Bye.